welcome in the class of engineering hydrology. This is third lecture of unit 3. Today, we are going to discuss on frequency analysis for flood forecasting. Okay. So, first of all let us talk on frequency analysis in general. So, frequency analysis is performed for random and rare events. Okay. In hydrology, rainfall and floods are two hydrological events which occur rarely and randomly. Therefore, in forecasting the data for rainfall and flood, we can use frequency analysis. Okay. The probability of occurrence of these events is worked out by performing frequency analysis. By performing frequency analysis means probability of occurrence has been incorporated in frequency analysis. Okay. That was missing in rational methods and empirical methods. Here we add these features. Okay. Knowing the frequency, what is the benefit of adding this frequency? Knowing the frequency, risk associated with that event is used in the design workout. Okay. The important thing is risk that we can have the idea for the risk, that is the benefit of using frequency analysis. Okay. So, knowing the risk safety can be evaluated, can be evaluated, right. In many hydraulic engineering applications such as those concerned with the flood and rainfall, the probability of occurring maximum flood or maximum rainfall is the basis, that I told you that we can use here. Their probabilities of occurrence are worked out by performing frequency analysis using the past data. We are going we will use past data. So, which type of data we need in frequency analysis? So, it is usually annual series. So, let us talk the type of data which is used in frequency analysis. So, we normally we use two type of data, partial data of annual series and data of partial series. Let us define let me define what is annual difference between annual and partial series type of data. Have a look on this figure. Say this one is the water year 1. Water year 1, this is water year 2, this is water year 3 and this is 4 and so on. And this is if the in this from this diagram in water year 1 we have the highest peak, that is shown by second, this is the highest peak within that water year. In water year 2, which one is the maximum peak? Maximum peak is it is which one? It is fifth. It is second, it is fifth, and in water year 3 it is seventh. It is for this one, for water year 4 it is 10th. So, these values when arranged in descending order, that data comes under annual series data, right. And what is partial series data? Partial series data means at a certain discharge level, the data above the certain discharge level, that data that much data that comes under partial series. It means that if we if the data, if we have the data of 50 years, okay, if we have the data of 50 years, then in that 50 years maybe the flood may have come 200 times, okay, flood may have come 200 times, but for the analysis we do not take all 200 data into account, right. Say for example, in water year 1, okay, we have third also, okay, third peak shown by third, okay, that is also flood situation. This one can be flood situation, but we will take only maximum of that, okay. Here okay, this one data, okay, if this is this also comes in flood data, flood type of discharge. So, we will take only one data, okay, that is annual series, okay. So, if the discharge of second, 5th, 10th, 12th, okay, second, 5th, second, 5th, okay, 10th and 12th, okay, this one also, okay, 7th also, okay, and 7th also are arranged in descending order of magnitude, we get the annual series that I have told you, okay, that I have told you. And if the data above value q1, q1 is this one discharge, okay, if q1 discharge is considered, we get the partial data series. So, two type of data we normally use in frequency analysis, okay. Let us define what is a frequency, what is return period or recurrence interval, okay, that is denoted by capital T, okay. And we have different formula, we have formula proposed by Will-Bulls, okay, Huygens, okay, Californola formulas that has been proposed, okay. So, first of all define the frequency, what is the frequency. So, simply it is defined as the time interval between the occurring of an event of certain magnitude, okay. It is defined as the time interval between the occurring of an event of certain magnitude which is likely to be equaled or exceeded, okay. And the following empirical formulas are used to find the frequency or return time, okay. So, simply what is the return time? Return time is the time by which that will be available to us, that event will available to us, okay. Event in our case it is flood, okay, it is flood, it is not desirable, but in analysis, frequency analysis we did, okay. So, in this one formula, okay, n is the number of annual series data, okay, total number of annual series data, okay. Say for an example, as I have shown you in previous slide, if we have total number of 100 data. So, 100 years of data, then we will have value of n how much 100, okay. So, n value will be 100 and m, small m, it is the rank assigned for the given data that in that series for which t is to be find, okay. Rank, what is the meaning of rank? Rank means suppose we have the data in ascending order like 3, like 5, 6, 7, 9, okay, 12, okay. So, say for example, we have this one data. So, rank, okay, rank will be for lowest data, okay, after arranging, okay, 1, this rank 2, this rank 3, this rank 4, this rank 5 and this one rank 6. So, here total n is how much? 6, total n is how much? 6, okay. And say we want to calculate the return time for this one event, that event, that suppose that is shown by 6 numbers, that is shown by 6 numbers. So, the occurrence time interval will be how much, it will be this event occurrence time interval, it will be since its rank is 3. So, it is 6 plus 1 divided by 3 means 7 by 3. This is the recurrence time, Okay. So, event 3 one times that, okay, that has been once, okay, एक बार ही हुआ. This event 5, okay, it is twice, that occurred twice. Event 6 occurred thrice, event 7 4 times, event this one event it is, okay, this one event 5 times, this one event 6 times. So, the recurrence time for this one event, that is simply calculated by this one formula. Okay. The same constant n and m, same significance, we can calculate from this, definitely we will have different value. Okay. Okay. Actually these empirical formulas, we know that they are the regional, okay, we cannot apply everywhere. So, okay. So, let us talk for the procedure to find the return period. So, these are the 3 steps. Okay. Step 1, arrange the given data in descending order of their magnitude, that I told you. Okay. Second, assign rank, I told you for each data in that order. Okay. After that, using any of the above formula, obtain return period for given data. Okay. For example, in this example, data has been arranged in descending order. Okay. Descending order, okay, means okay, in descending order. Okay. So, maximum data will be will get the first rank. Okay. Here we did reverse procedure. Okay. Reverse procedure. So, 12 this one, okay, that it will come first. Okay. Rank 1 will be given, will be allotted for this one. Okay. So, it will not be this one. Okay. Rank means 1 2 3 4, it will be 7 by 4 actually here. Okay. Because that rank we did a mistake. Okay. We did a mistake, we have given the rank 1 for the lowest. Okay. But what we do, what we need to do, we need to give the rank for the highest value, highest value. Okay. So, here how much is the value of n? N value is this one, last one value, that is n. So, n is 10. Okay. N is 10. So, n is 10, and if we need to find the recurrence time for this one event. Okay. Recurrence time for this one event. Okay. So, okay, for this one event. Okay. This is 6. Okay. So, it is how much? M. This is value of small m. Okay. This is value of small m. So, using Huygens formula, we have this one value. Okay. By putting n, m. Okay. We have this one. Wilbur formula, we can calculate simply. We can calculate the value of return period. Okay. We can calculate the return period. Next example is a similar. Okay. The data it is arranged in descending order. Okay. Let me check 130, 120, 100, 80, 75, 70, 60. Okay. The data has been arranged in descending order. Okay. If the data is in haphazard manner, then the first step is to arrange, and then step number 2 is to assign the rank, Okay. So, highest value will get the first rank, means rank 1 for 130. Okay. And the minimum rank will be for the minimum value. Okay. Here 9 data is there. So, 40 will get the rank 9. Okay. So, return period for 80 for this one discharge 80 cumex. Okay. Discharge of flood, it will be how much? N plus n plus m by m. So, Bull's formula has been here used. Okay. So, it is for this rank is 4. So, m value is 4. So, 4 total n value is 9. So, 10 by 4 means 2.5. Okay. For similarly, for any discharge value we can calculate. Okay. Say Fanning is 25, recurrence time for this one it is 2, for this one 50 is this. Okay. Rank is comes under 8 rank is that. So, it is 10 by 8. So, different time interval will have different values. Okay. This one discharge, okay, that we can calculate. Okay. It will be simply 10 by 2, okay, because it is rank 2, highest rank. Okay. This one will be ultimate. Okay. It will be 10 by 1. It is 10 by 1. Okay. So, this is the procedure to calculate the recurrence time. Okay. And that time will be used in calculating calculating the floods. Now, let us talk on probability. So, what will be the probability? Probability of occurrence of any event, it will be simply how much? It will be simply 1 by t. Okay. Recurrence time, okay, recurrence time means at what duration that event is going to occur. Okay. Therefore, its probability will be simply 1 by t. Okay. Is the chance probability. Okay. The probability it is in percentage, it is probability, it will be 1 by t, 100 of t. Okay. Say for an example, here if return period if it is t equals to 2.5. So, the probability to get this peak of flood, okay, it will be how much? 100 divided by 2.5%. Okay. Okay. For this one, what will be the probability? P will be 100 by 2, that is 50% probability. 50% probability. 70 based on this data. Okay, this 75 cumex of discharge, the probability to get the 75 cumex of discharge, it has a 50% probability. It has the 50% probability. Okay. Let us talk what is the probability to get 130 cumex of flood. Okay. Its value will be how much? Its value will be 10 by 10 by 1. Okay. So, the probability will be how much? Probability will be 100 divided by 100. So, 10% probability. So, 10% probability. Okay. 10% probability. It will have 10% probability. Okay. And this one, what will be the probability of this one? Okay. It will be 9 by it will be how much? It will be 10 by 9. Okay. It will be 10 by 9, near about 1. So, 100% probability. Okay. It has the 100% probability. Means this is the maximum probability, and this one the maximum data, okay, which get one rank, that has the minimum probability to occur, right. So, probability of occurrence P and probability of not occurring, it will be simply 1 minus P. Okay. It is simply 1 minus P, means 1 minus 1 upon T. Okay. So, probability and the probability of occurring an event, r times in n successive years, that is given by simply NCR P raised to power r into Q to power n minus r. Okay. And we can this formula of permutation and combination we can calculate the value. Okay. And this one is the that element, okay, that element if we observe the binomial expansion, okay, if we observe the binomial expansion, so p plus q to power n, okay. So, here p and q, what will be the summation of p plus q? P plus q will be what? P plus q will be 1. So, if we are expanding binomically according to binomial expansion, then we will get 1 plus, okay, NC 0 p 0 into q to power q to power n plus NC 1 p to power 1 into q to power n minus 1 and so on, okay. And at certain at r and r at r matlab rth element, okay, r plus 1 element will be this one, okay. So, if we are calculating the probability of occurring an event at least n successive years, means means what? At least one means what it mean? Every event is going to occur. So, what will be that? It will be simply, since it is 1. So, it will be 1 minus q to power n, okay. This will be that will possible 1 minus q to power n, right. So, we will the probability of occurring an hydraulic event at least once in n successive years, okay. It is a hydraulic risk, can be calculated 1 minus q to power, okay, and okay, probability of not occurring a successive years, it is q to power n, okay. So, different formulas can be can be derived from that binomial expansion, okay. So, and hydrological risk, it is 1 minus q to power 1, okay, and percentage safety, then what will be the percentage safety? It will be 100 minus percentage of risk, okay. Let us do a few examples. So, if p is equal to 1 by 50, then q will be how much? 1 minus, okay, 1 minus p, okay, means 49 by 50, okay. So, probability for one time in 10 years, okay. So, it will be simply here r is equal to 1 time, one times, means r is equal to n, and n is what? 10, okay. From 10 years of data, probability to occur once, okay, it is calculated. So, by putting we can calculate it, okay. Similarly, 2 times in 10 years, if we need to find the probability 2 times of probability in the same year. So, here what will be? R value will be 2. So, n is actually same, okay, n is same, and n is equal to same 10 10 10, okay. In this one case is also n is equal to same. So, in second case, by putting we will get this one, okay. This is the probability, okay, and it is the probability in percentage, it is how much? 1.6% is the probability, it is 1.53% probability, okay. And probability at least once in 10 years, at least one, means 1 minus q to power n. So, it is the probability is how much? 18.3%, the probability is 18.3%, okay. So, this is the procedure to get the probability, okay. To get the probability. Once we get the probability, then return time, it is reciprocal relationship, t can be calculated, right. In second example, say return time is 20 years, return time is given to us as 20 years, then we can calculate the probability. Probability is simply, it is 1 by t, it is 1 by t. 1 by t means 1 by 20, okay, means probability. If we have the probability, then q can be calculated. Okay. It is 1 minus p means 19 by 20. Okay. So, the probability that it may occur in next 12 years, that it may occur in next 12 years. Okay. It will be in 12 years means what? Okay. It means what? Occurring at least one in next 12 years. Okay. Occurring probability that it may occur in next 12 years means it is the same thing as we say occurring at least once in next 12 years. So, we will use that one expression 1 minus q to power n. Okay. We know the value of q by putting this 45 point in percentage that has been calculated. Okay, that has been calculated means multiplying by multiplying its value by 100 means 46% of the probability. Okay. Okay. So, that data this is the data of for return period of 20, and with that data with that probability, okay, with that probability we can also calculate its occurrence in different time interval, okay, in different return period, right. Another example, say t is equal to 8 years, return time period is 8 years, return time period for any event, say it is 8 years. Okay. Okay. Event here actually what will be the event? Event will be actually flood, because we are we will calculate ultimately flood peak flood discharge. So, in 8 years once in a 8 years, once in a 8 years. Okay. So, the probability is 1 by 8, once in 8 years return time 1 by 8. So, not occurring 7 by 8, not occurring 7 by 8. Okay. So, with that data we can calculate at different time different return interval. Okay. So, the probability that the flood magnitude will be exceeded once in 5 years, that we can calculate, okay, at different return interval. It is same formula, okay, that we used in previous example, that we can calculate. Okay. It is 0.487. So, it gets multiplied by 100, it will be 48.7. Okay. So, it is the same thing, same course, same example. Okay. So, it is also we have, okay. So, this example. Okay. So, let us do by your own. Okay. That has told you t is equal to 40 exceedance probability. Exceedance means likely to occur, probability of occurring at least once, okay, that we already calculated. Probability of occurring of flood less than this one discharge, okay, less than this one discharge, okay, means okay, for more means recurrence time, okay, 40 years is for this one peak discharge. Okay. So, probability distribution, okay, probability distribution is required. Okay. Probability, why probability distribution we need? If the plot is plotted between flood magnitude and the return time, okay, flood magnitude say flood magnitude say q and return time t, okay, say we have this type of line, okay, then from that line, okay, if we have this this one, if we want to know the peak discharge at different time interval, then we can calculate from this plot, okay. But if it is not a straight line, it is in different, or we can say if the data is too long, okay, then we will have probability distribution, and that has been proposed by Gumbel's distribution, Log Pearson type 2, other researchers also proposed, but in next class we will be doing, we will study the methods of probability distribution given proposed by these two researchers. Okay. So, that is for today. Okay, this is the reference.